22 other states that have something similar.
This is in New York and California are two of them.
Yeah, and Texas, go figure.
Yeah. So this is a very common thing where almost 50% of the states have it.
It's crazy that they're even, pushing back against this, because this is literally this is a type of militia that our country was founded on. It was even more decentralized than this. Like, this is a militia that would be controlled by the state, which, based on the Constitution, that's like what they meant by the Second Amendment, in my opinion, is like the type of militia that they're forming here.
Oh, for sure.
Militia controlled by the state.
Right.
But, during the revolutionary period, it was like way more decentralized than that. You just had like 25 guys from like a town,
Right.
It's also interesting, I didn't know this until reading this, in 1941, during World War II, there was actually a Florida State Guard that was created to fill the void when the National Guard was sent to help, fight World War II. So it's not, this isn't something outlandish that, he's doing, like, some people might want to jump to conclusions and think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely come from a point of view where this is something he knew what the other side was going to say about him.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly why he did it.
Yeah.
I honestly, he might say otherwise, maybe he's right, but I don't think he did it because he's going to react faster to the next hurricane crisis or blah, 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 whatever happens. I think he knew, hey, if I do this, I'm going to get one, because no matter what he does now, the left and the opposite side of him is going to hate him.
Especially because he's a possible candidate.
Well,
right?
Supposedly in next 10 years probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, mainly because now he's the biggest poster child to be against the current establishment, Biden administration. But he knows, if I do this, they're going to hate me no matter what I do. I could sacrifice unvaccinated children in the streets, and they would still hate me. So I'm going to do this. My side's going to get pumped because I'm doing something that the left's going to hate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to boost his, fucking Desantis makes an army now. That's awesome.
Yeah,
and all the memes come out.
This is one of those things that they're going to get riled up about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And, it's perfectly legal, perfectly justified, in my opinion. So, it's kind of crazy that they're pushing so hard against it. When, like you said, all of their, Democrat-controlled states have the same exact thing.
Yeah.
It's almost like a play out of, Trump's book, Mm-hmm. Like, you do things that, know it's going to get a lot of attention and a lot of, negative attention from the other side. But, dude, I mean, Trump, a lot of the stuff that he said, which was a lot of stuff that was, really stupid, right? And you wouldn't necessarily agree with it, but it got a lot of negative press, but it worked out for him, 9 times out of 10, which is, surprising. But it's almost like a play, if that is, what is happening, what you said, Book, it is almost a play out of that book. It's let's do something to, rile up, my base and get a lot of attention.
Yeah, own the libs while you're also getting support from your side. It's worth noting that this is an announcement that's kind of on the heels of a broader rollout that DeSantis is pushing, which includes $100 million in funding for the National Guard to establish 3 new armories, build a new headquarters for the National Guard, counter drug program. And also provide support for guardsmen seeking higher education degrees.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That was actually, reading through this, that's the biggest takeaway I took from this, is you could even say, this is his smokescreen, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
And then now he's $100 million, the National Guard.
Yeah.
So I looked up their budget, their, annual budget. Let me see here. And it's $454 million from federal funds a year and $18 million from the state. So he's increasing the $18 million to $100 million for this year.
Yeah. Huh.
And yeah, obviously we all scoffed at the counter drug program that he's initiating.
Yeah, we're all on Team Drug on that,
which is
side of the war.
So it's
the side of the drug war.
So it's he does this thing where the right's going to get super bolstered by fuck yeah, this is great. But if you don't read further beyond the headline, you don't see he's using $100 million more of taxpayer money to go towards the thing that's mostly controlled by the federal government, which is the National Guard.
Jeez.
So it's crazy. I don't know. Because he's only...
So this article doesn't seem to address it, but is that $100 million in state funding?
It would have to be, right? Because he's
I
trying
don't know. I'm not sure.
If he's proposing, I think it would have to be.
Yeah.
Unless he's trying to get a grant from the federal government to increase
This
their funding.
announcement came during a broader rollout of DeSantis' plan to bolster Florida's National Guard. So, yeah, I don't know. That'd be, let's see, DeSantis.
Interesting.
But, and just some quick facts, right? Real quick. What is this? So the National Guard, which again is dual controlled by the state and the federal government, it owns somewhere around... Crap, where is this? It's like a crap ton of property. $1 billion in federal property within Florida state.
Jeez.
Within 55 communities.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And its main headquarters in St. Augustine.
This is the National Guard?
Yeah.
Okay. Holy shit.
So they own $1 billion worth of property.
Yeah.
Or
I thought you were just talking about the military in general. Because there's a ton of bases here, but
yeah, but that includes
so that sounded small at first.
But that includes armories and all that stuff, and which is what he's trying to bolster as well. I think within the $100 million.
Yeah,
he's adding 3 armories.
Our girl Nikki Fried, she tweets, "Can't believe I have to say this, but Florida doesn't need a paramilitary force that only answers to DeSantis. Millions of Floridians know what it's like to live under regimes like this, and came to our state to escape them. This must be stopped." I love that word, paramilitary.
Yeah.
It's used so much, and it's what does it even mean? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because wouldn't a National Guard be considered paramilitary in a sense?
I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck a paramilitary is. Do you?
It's not a full military.
Parachutes?
Yeah, I think
That's what I thought. I thought it had something to do with
they just jump from planes all day.
an unofficial force organized similarly to a military force.
Oh, so
I guess that's pretty accurate.
like a militia or something. Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't find anything in regards to if this is state funded or...
Yeah, I would think it would have to be since he's the one kind of pushing for it.
Yeah. Where's he getting the money, right?
Yeah. It says he's announcing the budget, so it's part of the Florida state budget proposal.
Yeah, I guess so, right?
So let's talk about the drug thing. What is it that he's
I guess the National Guard has their own counter drug.
Yeah, he's going to implement a new National Guard headquarters for counter drug programming. So
that sounds exciting.
Yeah. Again, what does that even mean?
Yeah, right.
It's a new headquarters.
Yeah, but, what does the National Guard do with drugs? Because it's not like they're police where they're out patrolling and
shooting people with weed.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and then the Coast Guard would be stuff coming off the coast.
Yeah, I know the Coast Guard.
So that
also
wouldn't really
deals a lot
be
with drugs.
That wouldn't be National Guard.
No, I mean they're pretty much National Guard, right?
Yeah,
they don't really do anything.
Here. Analytics.
I don't know.
Okay, so for 25 years, the National Guard has managed the premier counter-drug program in the nation, assisting law enforcement agencies and community-based organizations in their efforts to reduce the supply of the demand of illegal drugs. The Florida counter-drug program implements intelligence-driven, effects-based operations to ensure personnel and resources are leveraged in support analytical support. Counter-drug analysts focus on 4 core competencies: link analysis, document exploitation, commodity/financial transaction analysis, and drug trafficking case construction. Reconnaissance, counter-drug, aerial, and ground intelligence-driven operations facilitate interdiction efforts and conduct pattern of life analysis. Training. The multi-jurisdictional counter-drug task force training program provides comprehensive training to combatant commands, Department of Defense personnel, federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies on subjects targeting to civil operations program. Counter-drug civil operations program provides a coalition support and development to anti-drug coalitions through all 67 Florida counties through embedded partnerships with counter-drug communities based on organizations. The civil operations programs. Yeah, so it sounds like they have more of a supporting role, right?
It's like a surveillance, right?
You
well,
just read
right.
sounds like surveillance to me.
Well, that's what it all is. It's all analytical support, recon, which is surveillance. It sounds like they do some training, maybe with some units, and then
propaganda.
Yeah, civil operations programming. Yeah.
Dare.
Yeah, they run Dare.
But yeah, that's crazy, man.
Waste.
Certainly could do without that part of it, right?
Yeah, it's like I bring it up all the time and I get shit for it, but whatever. But it's like DeSantis, if he does these things, which like if he was just doing the state guard, yeah, again, it's state, and I'm not a huge fan of that, but it's more decentralized than the National Guard for one, and it's way more decentralized than anything the federal government's going to give us. Which is like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Like, let's put this up, and everybody can make the memes about it, and then we can get a treaty going with Texas, and we'll take over the DC. That's awesome. Let's live in that world. But then it's like you find out the back end of this is $100 million of taxpayer Floridian money going to bolster up the National Guard. It's just like, what are you doing, man? Like,
yeah,
it's
I
crazy.
wonder if this,
He's being a politician, yo.
I wonder if this Florida Guard is ever gonna like get off the ground, even though 100% should, because like we already said, like half of the existing states already have these forces. Why wouldn't Florida have one?
Yeah.
Out of all the fucking states in the country,
right.
Florida is like the state you would expect to have one.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I don't know.
Reminds me a lot of like the whole Minutemen thing, back in whenever the fuck that time was.
The Revolutionary War.
Yeah, that time.
I think that was it. But did you see it when he was making the press conference for this? He had that flag, the Gator flag.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't see the video of it.
So,
But even in his own words, it sounds more like this is going to be a
supplementary.
Yeah, so like a supplementary force, but not like it doesn't at all sound like he's intending for this to be some sort of like armed military force. This is more geared towards having like more of the civilian population trained in disaster response and relief techniques and stuff like that.
So medics like Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Medics with guns.
No, I'm just
but I mean, like you said, like in natural disasters, which obviously we have pretty regularly in hurricanes.
not this year, baby.
Yeah, we got lucky.
Knock on wood. Knock on some
It
wood.
seems
We've gotten
like-
too lucky.
Yeah, it's been like 2
Little
years in a
troublesome.
row that we've haven't really gotten anything.
Yeah, there's definitely like a pessimistic mindset with hurricanes. It's always like, this is going to be the year.
Yeah.
Well,
And then like we get by and we're like, oh my god, we were lucky.
that's because the
Next
news.
year there's gonna be 5.
The news every year is like, this is gonna be the worst year in history for
Yeah,
Florida.
it's always that news. It's always the
They're
same
like,
thing.
by the way, Florida season has been extended by a month. Like
Yeah.
every year it gets extended by a month. Eventually it's gonna be 13 months long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and in that situation, I mean, my dad was in the National Guard, and during Andrew, that's what they did. They went down to Miami, they lived down there, and took care of people and stuff like that. So, I mean, it definitely that role is definitely like a legitimate role, but they're not
Yeah.
they're not doing anything. They're not they're just providing like FEMA and food and making sure people aren't looting and things like that.
Well, yeah, that was something else, DeSantis said in his own words, is this is, something that gives him the flexibility to respond to these emergencies and disasters, kind of free of any government red tape.
Yeah, right. Yeah, which I think is good. I don't have any problem with that. I mean, I really don't. And certainly you wouldn't either if you were in the situation where like, your streets are flooded and people decide to go looting and things like that.
Right.
So, whether or not we need to pour $100 million into it is another story. But
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't even know how much they're proposing.
Well,
to
this
make the budget for that.
for this specific thing, it's only $3.5 million.
oh, right.
For
Sorry,
the-
that's a different thing.
Wow,
Yeah.
that puts it into perspective.
Yeah, right.
Like how much 100 million is.
The
compared to-
3.5 million one's getting all the news, but the 100 million is getting nothing.
Yeah.
Well, he's saying that the state guard would only consist of 200 volunteer civilians.
Huh.
I think that's like starting off too. So who knows if he's got plans to like within 5 years
That
make that 20,000 strong, banners and.
That's a
yeah,
cool acronym,
I'm
though.
guessing
FSG.
that's. Oh yeah, FSG.
Oh,
baby.
shit, look at that, dude.
Shit, they got a patch already. Oh wait,
I'm gonna get one for my
it was
plate carrier.
active from 41 to 47.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Did you guys mention that earlier?
Yeah, I did in the beginning. Yeah.
Okay.
You were taking a big hit off that stove.
Yeah, I was a little busy over here. That's cool though. No, go ahead.
No, yeah, I just want to just before we get off this topic, just to kind of reinstate and kind of figure out why people are saying, well, the National Guard's there and everything. It's like, again, it's dual controlled by the federal government. And when we say that, it's because the National Guard can be called to an action to supplement the Department of Justice, Congress, and I think the Security of Defense.
So like whenever Biden, recalled a bunch of the surrounding states' National Guards to go to the Capitol for like a month or whatever.
Which Florida did.
Florida, yeah.
Oh, really?
We did that.
Yep, DeSantis sent guys, and he also sent guys to the border.
Texas.
Recently, like within the last
4 months.
Yeah.
We talked about it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't remember that.
Again, that's if people are like, well, we got the National Guard, but if we want things more decentralized, that's 3-4 federal government agencies that can grab the Florida National Guard at any moment.
Yeah, and it's like you can't exactly count on that force to be there during a disaster when, we're in fucking 8 different wars, half of which are secret and people don't even realize they're existing.
Yeah.
And then, National Guard guys are just getting sent overseas to fight in these wars, and then, where are they when the hurricane hits?
And it was